Hi everyone, you alright? Yeah, it's 5:42 AM and we have a visitor. Yeah, you might be able to make him out. Came in about 4 or 5 o'clock this morning and yeah, Alfie, our visitor, visited us this morning. He covers a meow at early hours of this morning, so he wanted to get in somewhere, so the cat hotel let him in. Yeah, so, I thought, well, we'll just give him a little bit of, I thought, well, he was sat under the window and he wanted to come in, so I let him in. By mistake, he is sat here at this moment in time, curled up, sat on a plastic bag, and yeah, he's the star of the moment, and I'm trying to get back to sleep myself, so I've got to go try and find my keys for later, because I'm going to have to let the bugger out and see what happens. See if he wants to stay a bit longer, and we'll see how it goes. Plan for today. I don't know yet. It's meant to be a horrible day so far. This morning it's try and get back to sleep in a bit. But at this moment in time, I think that's going to be a bit of a stretch, because it's just after 5, coming up to 6 o'clock in the morning, and in the AMs, and yeah, I'm sat here at the moment with my friend Alfie, who lives down the bottom end of the cul-de-sac. Pauline, if you're watching, we have your cat here, so if he doesn't come home sometimes, this is where he ends up. I won't put the light on because it might disturb him a little bit. So, he's just crashed out here for a moment, yeah. He was sat outside my window, mewing his head off, and, well, we've, I fed him some, good job I had some food, cat food, and, He's having a bit of a crash out here at the moment. How long he's going to stay here for, we don't know. When he decides he wants to go, he'll let me know. You having a good scratch, Alfie? He's a lovely lad. Pauline, you got a really nice mannered cat here, I tell you. He's bit me once or twice, but, you know, it can be a bit moody, can't he? So, we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Give him some dreamies this morning. Bit of a mixture of a bag. I gave him a mixture bag this morning, so bit of a mixture bag, and yeah. I don't know what you feed him at home, but you know. He's quite, he's quite happy doing his thing, so, just leave him to it. He used to have a cat. He used to have a cat of my own, but he disappeared, so, he was sat outside, so did I leave some? He's cleaning himself, so, it's just one of those things that cats do. Make themselves presentable. He's nice, aren't you? Sometimes the way he goes on, he's a bit of a girl sometimes, cleaning himself up. Yeah. I made the mistake of letting him in. But never mind. I'm going to have to look for my keys in a bit and try and find them and let him out when he wants to go. So, at this moment in time, he doesn't want to go, so he's alright. Aren't you? Yes, you certainly are. I won't stroke him because he's doing his thing. yeah, forecast for today, it's meant to be some, well, showers. That's most probably why most probably came in, because it was probably going to rain. And, yeah. As I say, I'm just leafing into it and all that. Don't know what the plan is for today, but to be truthful, I don't think there is a real plan at all today. And, well, you know, people, my mum says I spoil this cat, Alfie, so, you know, that's why he comes here. And, yeah. Well, one of the other major things, I think we had a visitor this morning in the, that's what woke me up anyway, in the first part of today, this morning. I think we had an intruder in our yard, in our garden this morning, the back garden. It's getting a bit more often. People looking for stuff to nick and stuff for resale and all that. Majority of it we got rid of. So, you know, you can just about make him out. He's a good lad. It's getting up to about 6 AM now, so, you know, sooner or later we'll have to let him out. Because, you know, he's going to have to relieve himself sooner rather than later. And, Pauline, we've just been... Pauline, you know, your bill is £10. I'm only joking. Well, I'm quite happy to have Alfie here, you know. He's really nice. Does have his moments, but, you know, that's a go at biting me every now and again. But, you know, it's the weight of him telling me he's not happy about something. Yeah. The grey and white one's in the other room. George is more of a house cat than anything else. He stays with my mum, so, you know, that's what happens. Yeah. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. Below, Leave your comments in the comments section. Please keep them civil. Big massive shout out to all the usual suspects. Helen's Crowd, Leroy, Helen's Crowd, Loud and Proud, Building Blackpool Better, Colin, who else? Visit Found Coast, who else? Leica, Old Blackpool Biker, Take a Walk on the Wild Side, Blackpool and Beyond, PT Vlogs, who else? All the major bloggers out there, especially the Blackpool ones. Yeah. Not leaving Las Vegas. Yeah. We're just waiting to see what happens today. So, if he decides, as soon as Alfie decides he wants to go, we'll let him out. But the thing is, I'm gonna have to hunt for my keys, and I'm not too sure where they are. They might be in my trouser pocket. They could be anywhere. Of which I'm gonna have to hunt for them. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad about the development at Salford Green Park. That's a good turn up for the books. 545 apartments. That should be good when it's finished. Rankiner, I think it's Rankiner that's doing it. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know. So the number of tower cranes in Manchester Salford area is going to go up once again, because the area needs new housing. One of the major things I did notice when I was in Salford, a bit back, all the cladding off all the tower blocks has been removed, and yeah, the building at Green Park is going to be, as I said in one of my other videos, is going to be one of the biggest high rises in Salford. But the overall height of that is going to be higher than the Beetham Tower. And the height of that is going to be quite considerable. The views from that, like I said in the video before, you'll be able to see right across the great conurbations of the Manchester area. You'll be able to see Manchester Airport and all that lot. You'll be able to see the other towers that have gone up. Yeah. And you can actually see right into Salford from Manchester, because the number of the tower blocks that have gone up. And we'll just have to wait and see what happens there. I know the another Manchester Ship Canal Basin area is going to be up that, well, that's going towards Trafford. That's going to be redeveloped, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens now. Because there's a Chinese developer that has gone bust, and what sort of ramifications that's going to have on the UK development scene is I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, this could be a rather tricky one, as Chinese debt climbs. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And I've still got the camera running, and as our friend here has basically taken up residence. I'll have to charge him rent soon. The number of times he's been here. Yeah. So he's crashed here. So I won't stroke him because he's gone to sleep, and which I should be doing very shortly. One moment. Oops. Oh dear. Yeah. One of the other things is that Sky TV has basically got rid of the satellite dish. They've basically taken the satellite dish and got rid of it. The particular reason why they've done that is because of people renting houses. Yeah, people renting houses, not buying them. And the landlords have been turning round and said, we do not want dishes putting on our properties. So we don't want... It's alright, man. It's alright. You know, so that's what this is the reason why they've turned round and Project Glass, right? Project Glass is basically a TV developed by Hisense. This has been happening for quite some time. There's nothing new about Sky's Glass TV. There's nothing new about it at all. It's basically a Now TV, really. That's what it is. But instead of using over the air, where you put it to the aerial, you plug it into your internet, and basically it turns into a streaming box. That's what it is. But as a TV set, how this is going to affect TV sales or not, I don't know. I know that Sharp is making one, Hitachi is making one. Quite a few TV manufacturers are doing this. Will it put the end to satellite? I don't know, because there are quite a significant amount of dish-based systems. But does this mean the end of the satellite dish? Is because the other thing is that Sky has to rent transponders on satellites, and is this going to be the end of the satellite TV part? Because there are quite a fair few people with dishes, and what is the future for satellite services such as Sky satellite services? I've been hearing that they can actually stream more programming on a internet connection than a satellite. But the major problem is the reliability of streaming services or satellite services. I know Sky Q does something similar, but the Sky Q box is a box that is also uses it. Well, some of them do anyway. They use the satellite system instead of using the old type box. And I think our friend here is getting a little bit restless because I'm shining a light a little bit at him. Yeah, so Sky's basically moving to a streaming service. Virgin O2. Yeah. Virgin is actually turning round. Virgin O2 are basically turning round, and yes, they are using. They're still using the DOCSIS 3, DOCSIS 4 model at the moment in my area, but they haven't got to my estate yet. But there are rumours that Oh, you having a scratch again? You haven't got fleas, have you? Yeah, so Virgin are basically turning round and offering services to TalkTalk and other providers on their platform. You know, they're trying to steal the that share OpenReach's network, which is BT. You know, BT and TalkTalk and all those type plus net. They're trying to, but PlusNet won't move because they're part of the BT consortium of companies, and Virgin O2 is basically is as well as doing their own customers. They're basically asking the other providers if they want to come onto their network. In other words, doing what BT is doing, OpenReach is doing, and But the major thing with Virgin O2 is that the broadband speeds are a lot higher. Virgin are actually looking at getting, as I said, thinking about getting fibre into their networks, because DOCSIS has a particularly problematic problem that once it gets over especially when it gets to DOCSIS 4. DOCSIS 4 can only get up to I think it's 1.5, 1.6 gigahertz. But Virgin Media are trying to push the speeds up on DOCSIS cable, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens on that, because I do know Virgin have started using fibre optic cable like OpenReach, but they're using a different type of fibre cable that increases the speed on the line for each customer. So yeah, it's a wait and see situation at the moment, and we'll see how it goes. The energy situation, yes, there is a problem, and the watchdogs have said that there may be more companies going bust due to the situation over the gas and electricity prices and stuff like that. container ships, right? The UK doesn't have much of a problem with that. Tesco, yeah, has basically turned round and said that majority of their imported stuff is going it's going to be the last 2 mile to the last bit that they're looking at the moment. They've basically changed a lot of their delivery stuff to their stores. A lot of it is going to go by rail, and that's what they've decided to do. In the US, they've been having problems with distribution of goods coming in. So it's because a lot of US ports don't have rail by the dockside, and if you put rail by the US companies, here's a suggestion for you. Do it the way the Brits do it. Put rail tracks next to your ports so that you can crane off all your goods and everything, and do it that way, because there are railroads in the United States that are not utilised, and you can basically move your goods that way and get them, get your containers and everything on the back of lorries, the last mile. The thing about the truckers HGV thing over here in the UK is that the major problem HGV drivers have over here is that the hours are long, and I don't know if anyone from the US has been over here, but the facilities for HGV drivers, the facilities for them are absolutely horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. There are quite a fair few drivers I've spoken to, and they said that the reason why people are umming and ahhing about the situation is that the conditions for truck drivers are very, very, very dangerous, really, because sometimes you're parked on country lanes, and trying to get your goods from A to B, and it's not good. It's not good. It's not safe, because some areas are quite, in the countryside, some of the areas are quite crime-ridden, and you're sleeping in a cab of a lorry, someone comes along and starts nicking your load, you know, you're all on your own and you're miles from nowhere. This is the reason why a lot of HGV drivers are giving up, because of the conditions that they have to work in. And to be truthful, in some cases, the pay doesn't warrant that, you know. You know, they think HGV driving's a cushy job. It's not. Yeah. So, 40,000. And the DVLA over here, the people that work there, well, I'll tell you, some of them are quite lazy, because they're civil servants, you know. There are quite a fair few people, quite a lot of people who work for the government over here. They're downright bone idle, you know. Absolutely bone idle they are. And, you know, this disdain and disdain that they project to the general public when they go into, you know, when they send the stuff into DVLA, you know, they think they're better than everybody else. And they've been on strike of late at the DVLA in Swansea. And, yeah, to be truthful, civil servants are paid in most cases, are paid pretty well. And, you know, those are the people who are also causing problems for the HGV situation in the UK. You know, but a lot of service stations in the UK are not adequate. That's why HGV drivers are getting so few. You know, you've got to, you know, make the conditions more bearable for them. You know, instead of getting them to drive across the country and go parking up in lay-bys and stuff like that. Because lay-bys are not meant to be used for that. The lay-bys are basically used for if you break down. That's what lay-bys are for. I've even noticed sometimes going down the motorway, you know, when I'm on a bus, because some of the buses use dual carriageways and stuff over here in the UK to get from city to city. You notice lorries parked up at the side of the road on the hard shoulder. It's not because they're broken down, it's because they've run out of hours and they didn't have enough hours to get to the service station. And service stations, as I said, service stations in the UK are absolutely disgusting in a lot of cases. You know, some of them are from the 1950s, 1960s era. In a lot of cases, you know, they're not good. One or two service stations in England that are pretty good, but all the rest of them, well, they're absolutely awful. Well, I'm going to bugger off now, because it's getting up to about 6 o'clock, and I want to go back to sleep. And most probably the light from this phone is most probably annoying Alfie a little bit. So I'm going to have to go now. So I just hope everybody's having a great day so far. well, we'll see what happens today. Well, there won't be, I'm going to try and do a video later on today, but we'll see how things go. And I hope you all have a great day. Bye for now.